Think about returning to Stonehill. My granddaughters are wanting to play, sort of. And I'm going to do Stonehill on the Waterlands. Make a 3-ring binder for it. It's a good intro. Maybe they'll enjoy it. For those out there who run games for children or kids, I don't pull the punches. I'm going to run the table just like I do for adults. There will be carnage. Maybe I'll adapt it a little bit on the fly. But one of the things I've decided to do with my next iteration of Stonehill is I'm taking out the kobolds. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to replace them with gnomes. I've got some fantasy games. I hate gnomes. But as a replacement for those kobolds, how do they get down to the 5th and 6th level and not get slaughtered all the time? How about I make them gnomes? And sprinkle in illusionists. Those little buggers creep and hide and occasionally use illusions. So turn Kobold Corners into a yet unnamed something corners. Maybe Craig. Craig Corners. Who's in charge? The Craig. The Craig's in charge. And make them kind of like deviant, degenerated, corrupted gnomes who never leave the valley. They never go to the keep. They stay there because they like it there. I make them craven, malicious pranks. I did that with the kobolds. I made them look like gnomes. And then wait a minute, why not just make them gnomes? That way, you can beef up the security at Craig Corners so parties won't raid it. Because the gnomes together could probably put a bit more defense. Not make them high level. Just make them a prevalence of a variety of nuisance. And for some of your parties who just don't like hiring kobolds to be porters and whatever, maybe these guys work on the cheap for ulterior reasons, right? Like I said, they are corrupted, perverted by the permeance of chaos. Everybody wants to play a chaotic gnome. How about they're forced to deal with 100 chaotic, neutral gnomes? With every trope I've had to deal with at my table. Is not turnabout fair play? Do you not like the scorpion in your breakfast? Do you not like it? It tastes funny. Why is your tongue swelling and you choking on it? It's hilarious. Pocket full of bees spell. Stuff like that. Not super dangerous, but if you pressed your luck, you would be swarmed by these little buggers. And on the plus side, you could slaughter the little gnomes if you wanted to. And they'd be first level fighters with crappy hit points. Because they're degenerated. They're weaker. They don't get enough sun. So, make them gap-toothed. Inbred versions of Wrong Turn meets Tucker's Kobolds. Except, sprinkled in with them are a few that could backstab you. A few that can cast Phantasmal Force. And a few that can actually hold their ground for a round or two while everybody scatters and runs. I think I'll go with that. They wear little linen hats made from local fibers or whatever. And maybe some of their armor has faces of former adventurers or other gnomes who just didn't get the joke. So now they had to be repurposed. Make the annoying kobolds that you ignore after third level, right? More of a faction that worries, right? That pesters. In the cases you have to hire one of these little guys on, but they won't leave the valley. They're terrified. They don't even like going up top when it's sunlit. They've become more like the kobolds that they eradicated decades ago. They just replaced them in the hierarchy of bottom of the food chain. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. It's done. I think I'll do that for my next VTT for Stonehell on the Borderlands, using Dragon Slayer. This is going to be fun. That way you can sprinkle in some gnomish bad guys with the other races and other factions scattered throughout the dungeon. All the way down. That there's these gnomes who hang out down there. And then you can make some pretty powerful down there who's been thrown out from the tribe because they're just too crazy. There's just something wrong with them. And they went deeper and deeper and deeper till it felt more like home. Give them all scraggly beards. I wouldn't be making a lot of caricatures. But a deviant gnomish race instead of kobolds. That'll work well with a lot of misdirection in the lower levels too. Kobolds being good trap makers, but the other ones can do more magic stuff. Yeah, we're doing it. See you there, suckers.